Tank traps. You know, they can be fairly easy to shoot off of, but when you have four like this at different heights and tilted certain ways, man, it can be a pain in the butt. Hi everyone, it's a 4-gun guy, and today I'm out at the range. I'm actually breaking in a new barrel, so I've been doing that, but I saw the tank traps over here and I thought, you know what, let's do a video on this, because I want to start talking about, I want to bring another element into my videos, and that element is age. So, you know, what I thought we would do today is let's talk about the tank traps. Let's talk about the different ways you can shoot off the tank traps and how you might think about it depending on your agility level. And then we'll try to hit some targets out at around 650 yards. So if you're ready to go, let's get to it. Well, at our last match, we had to shoot off of all four of these tank traps, and the target was at 650 yards. I think I did okay, but I was very unstable on a couple of these. Now, as I said, there's a bunch of different ways that you can shoot these tank traps. And it depends on their orientation, because remember, when the match starts, you can't change anything here. So if you don't like the way that one's oriented, you can't just come here and shift it because you want it to be better, a better position, right? You can't do that. So you've got to really look at where the target is in relationship to each tank trap, okay? For example, the 650 KYL that we're looking at is skewed left. So it's not like centered on each of these tank traps. It's kind of skewed to the left. In this position on this large tank trap, shooting from the valley here works pretty well. So I've seen guys shoot these things many different ways, right? A lot of guys love it off the points. So they'll come up here, they're on the point, they're down in this stance, they're on it, and they shoot. That's really good if you've got a lot of movement. And I think the last match, what we were doing here was, it was 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, but it was at different plates on the KYL. I'm not going to go through all that today. I just want to really focus on how to shoot off these things. Now, the other way to shoot off this would be, which I prefer if I can, is in the valley here, because now I don't have to worry about the wobble off the point, because that's, you've really got to know what you're doing. And I can come down here on my knees, bring my bag up underneath my arm, and I can get right down on the rifle. Now, I'm not running the trigger cam just yet. We'll run that in a minute. These are the tricky ones, because so far I haven't brought the whole agility thing into it, because for the most part, these things just dug into my knees. For the most part, these taller tank traps, everyone can shoot those. However, when you get to these smaller ones, these can pose a problem for older gentlemen like me, or people who are not that, don't have the dexterity. So, for example, let's talk about this. I've seen older gentlemen get down on this, and one of my favorite positions to shoot this by would be something like this. I let my bag drop, I bring my rifle down, and now I'm out here with my knee, I'm supporting myself, I'm on the target, and I'm extremely steady right here, right? Because I've got a really good position. I could be back a little more, but I just wanted you to see, you know, what I'm talking about here. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me move the camera, and then I'll come over here so we have a better shot of this position. Okay, this is what I was talking about, right? It's a really good position. I'm sitting on my bag, so it's elevating me a little bit. I've got my knee, this leg underneath, I've got my knee here, and I see a lot of guys shoot this way. Now here I'm a little too far back, but you get the idea, right? I'm right here, look at my elbow on my knee. Very solid, very solid. I'm on the point, but it's okay. If here I had decided to drop my bag in the valley, I could be in trouble, and I kind of am in trouble. I can see the rack, and I've got a shot on it. Maybe this isn't a good example, but if this was tilted even a little further clockwise, I'd be running into this post here. So you've got to be careful of that. This is a really good position. Now, let's talk about the mobility piece, because, as I said, I'm not in super great shape. I'm not as young as a lot of the guys I'm shooting against, and they could just pop right up out of this position, right? It's going to take me a little time to get out of this position. And if this is a one shot, one shot, one shot, one shot, one shot, one shot, and so forth, I would never get in this position because it's going to take me too long to get out of it. The second thing I want you to consider is this. If I'm going to shoot from the valley of the tank trap, I'm fine, right? I can take my time, you know, get up, and again, I'm not saying I'm crippled, but it takes me a little longer. I can do that. However, you had better be careful if you're shooting off these points. That rifle has to be right on that point, right? Now, the rifle's balanced here. It's doing fine. Everything's okay. But if I was in a match under the clock and I'm getting up and I bump this thing, you know, and it comes off. If that rifle touches the ground, you're out. So please be aware of how you want to shoot it, and is your rifle and everything balanced enough for you to do that. So that's really what I wanted to say. If I was going to shoot this again, I would probably come to something like this, where my bag is here and now I'm on it. This is pretty stable for me. It's not as stable as that sitting position, to be honest with you, but it's pretty stable, okay? So with that said, and these two are exactly the same, right? You want to pick where you're going to be. Now I can tell you right now that this third one here, if you come here, unless you have a bag that you can really either put this way in the valley, which then doesn't give you as much support as you'd like, if you bring a small bag in here, you could be in trouble, because this post right here can get in your line of fire and get in your way, right? So with this one, again, I'd come down on my knees. This is so stable right here. So stable. Boom. Boom. Okay? Again, I've seen guys shoot only off the points on all four of these, and it's whatever you want to do. So let's go ahead and shoot it. I think I've got 7 rounds, so we won't shoot 8, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, I've got the trigger cam. I'm going to load up, start my round. Buzzer's going to go off. We'll shoot 1 round from here. I'll shoot off the point on this one. I'm down. Let me hit record. There we go. Now on this one, I don't know about the knee. I think I probably just come here. There's the 650 right there. Impact. Then I'll get up and move. See, it's much easier to move here. Now I am going to come to this center valley, get down in this position. This is really comfortable for me. Impact, and you can see it's not too bad. So I'll come here, point. Mentally, I'm saying I'm on a point. I have to be a little more careful than I usually would be. Bring this up. Legs are a little far apart, so I get that tripod effect. You can see I'm not as stable here. Impacting them though. And come over here, valley. because I know nothing's going to get in my way. Bag, kneeling, looking at the target before I get down on my scope, right there. Impact. Impact. All right, mag is out, bolt is back. Well, again, just to recap, I wanted to say that, look, you've got to do a couple things here, right? Number one, look at the orientation of the tank trap to the target. Tank trap may be aiming that way, the valleys, and you're gonna walk up and go, oh, this is great. The target might be over here. So when you get down and place that bag, all of a sudden you're running into one of these supports. Be cognizant of that. Be cognizant of your abilities, right? Don't watch a 20 or a 30-something-year-old get down in a position and go, I'm going to shoot like that, because you may not be able to, it may take you 3 times longer to get out of that position. So for us older guys, see what's going to work for you. And yeah, it's a windy day out here today, and I may do another video while I'm out here on wind, so look forward to that as well. But hey, thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate the subs, the likes, the comments, and everything else. And until next time, shoot straight.